All right, perfect. No, yes, I would like to stay free. All right. So this is US Tech 100 cash, also known as Nasdaq. Um, I trade. Let me clean the screen real quick. Okay. Um, I trade 5 contracts on this. All right. So as you can see, it's the 5-minute, correct? No, I don't think it was the 5-minute. Jesus Christ. I was on the 45-minute. That's what I was on. So let's go back to the 45-minute. And you can see this gap right here. This gap actually came from the deal with Trump and Iran. The deal is not completely done yet. I believe that's happening this Friday in Switzerland, which is pretty cool, where they're actually making like complete deal. But this is from oil right here, and then opening the Strait of Hormuz. I would like to see this retrace back to this and fill that gap. And that's what I'm looking at. Honestly, I might just, yeah, we're just gonna put it right in, and this should be very, very good. All right, we want to put that. We're gonna go to the 5-minute here, just so we can see what's actually like popping out. I don't set 160 stop loss. So we could do a little. I'll put my stop loss right at this high right here. Now this is, I have been looking at this chart for a couple hours now and saw that I wanted to retrace this. There is some higher contracts waiting at the bullish side, and we probably will fill those, but we're most likely going to fill this gap that the market created. It's only been a couple times where I've hopped on charts and instantly put in a trade. But I waited for 2:30. It's not even 2:30 yet. 2:27. So 3 minutes is when we're gonna really see the market be volatile. A lot of liquidity is gonna come in. It's the times for the most liquidity in the day is 9:30 to 11 and 2:30 to 4. Those are the best times you'll make high liquidity trades. I've obviously made ones that have not been in those time frames, I'd say. I've done some that are at 12, at 1. A lot of good trades that I put in are near 10 a.m. That's a pretty good time to put in trades. And let's see how many points this would be. Yeah, that's 200 points down to even get close to this gap. This whole box is the fill mark. So if we're gonna end up filling this entire gap that's here, that's gonna be basically 400 points, which is insane. I have I forgot what my highest point trade was. I really don't know. But actually most recently, I've had a trade where I traded at, sorry, if I can take this shit out. I traded at 10 in the morning and, alright, cool. Where I've traded at 10 in the morning and it glitched and I ended up not being able to, it wasn't popping up on my trade and TradingView was lagging. And I kept spamming sell or shorts because I was going for shorts that morning. And I would actually end up doing 30 contracts instead of the 5 I usually do. And I didn't know I did that until I checked an hour later when I was making breakfast. And it showed up on my screen and I was up 4K on that, which is not, that was never supposed to happen at all. At all. So we are seeing some consolidation here on the 45. No, it's on the 5 minutes, sorry. We are seeing some consolidation. This is probably just going to be like a both way candle. Maybe a Toji candle. I actually want to take that off. So no, I guess it doesn't do that. They want to just be on my point here. I don't want to have the drawings on. Perfect. That's all I needed. So yeah, we can look at the 45-minute right now. And we can see exactly what I said. This is a consolidation candle. It's a little bit bullish now, but that's not too bad at all. It breaking structure, this wick right here is where it would have to break structure on, which would be pretty insane. Yeah, it would have to break this candle right here, which opened at 30. Yes. Wow. Yeah, this wick is a decent sized wick showing bearishness. And we can see that. And we can see buyers and sellers want to either keep this huge gap right here from the oil change, or if they want to respect it and fill it. I think it's going to get filled. And then as you can see on the 45-minute, there are large contracts all down where it jumped. And that's right above the previous week mid, along with the previous month mid. And you can look back, we've been going up, 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 and then we had a nice drop. That was just from everything. All the news that came out about oil, the SpaceX IPO, all of that joins together for what's going to happen in the markets, especially if it's doing good or bad. It's now 2:34, so we're 4 minutes in. We should end up seeing some high liquidity coming into the market now, or soon. I mean, it is Tuesday. See, it's pushing. It went from bearish to bullish. I mean, bullish to bearish. And then go back to the 5-minute. Hey, how it brings me all the way over here. It's so annoying. Let's chill. We can see SMT right here, which is pretty nice. I'll mark that out. Nice little SMT. It's perfect. This is a very, very good bearish sign. That SMT right there from wick to wick was pretty nice. I'm not complete. I think it's going to go towards the gap. It should be. It should break this low, this lower low right here, and go somewhere near this gap. I don't think it's going to completely fill this gap. This is a pretty decent gap. Let's see how much this gap is. This gap is 200 points. So a 200-point gap, I mean, that's pretty insane if you'd catch that. But yeah. Let's mark that down. Could actually move this over just so we have a better see on what's happening. We are holding strong. If we do go to end up like going to 150, I will most likely put my stop loss at break even. Yeah, so there's a couple of contracts up here on the 5-minute. Well, this is cooking. I'm gonna go to the 15-minute and see how many contracts are there. Whoa. Did not mean to do that, that's for fucking sure. So yeah, there's one contract on the 15-minute up here. That's involved with all the 5-minute contracts. The most liquidity-based ones are going to be formed into that. But you can definitely see all the different ones on the 5-minute. Let's go back to this 45. Yes. Even on the 30. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a decent amount of contracts that are all just sitting at this fair value gap right here that still has not been inverted. We either could go for the inverse fair value gap on this, which we could do that. These long ass candles. Or we're gonna go for this. I think because this will eventually fail, obviously. it's most likely going to fill now because we already have insane bearish movement through here. Like in total, starting at the first fair value gap, this is 500 points of bearishness. So it's pretty top tier. That's a strong movement. I would like to break through the weekly open. That would give us a lot of help, a lot of confirmation. The stream's doing good. Yeah. And we have a pretty good setup here. And I would have taken this earlier. Because when I was looking earlier in the day, around, say, 10 or 11, I'd say, I was looking at this, and it looked pretty good. I mean, I was going to take it, but I waited for the stream. And I'm like, probably I would have been up right now, but that's completely fine. We're gonna take out this gap right here, and then we either could keep going after if we complete this whole entire gap, which would be insane. If we completed this entire gap, it would most likely hit some of these contracts, but it could show resistance and disrespect the contracts and end up going bullish, which is quite a possibility. Definitely a possibility. So it's 200. These are just a bunch of 200 pointers right here. 200 points to even touch the gap a little bit, and then 200 more points to fully fill the gap. But I don't think it's going to actually touch these orders. These orders are not going to get touched at all. And I fully believe that. Like fully. And usually I don't put my stop loss. I usually put my stop loss at 60 to 80. But since we got that like accidental win, which is crazy, legitimate accidental win, I could be more lenient with it, which I think is good. Because where I have my stop loss now, I think is pretty top tier, especially after doing a 500 point dump. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so there's a lot of combat between buyers and sellers right now. They obviously want to fill this gap right here, but it's definitely a fight for it. My mentor actually just wanted to see how my trades have been going. And he's like, well, I want to see it live. So I said, got you, bro. Said I got you. I got my trading buddy right here. The profitable bunny. The profitable bunny. So this actually, I'm not going to count this wick right here. This wick right here, the one that my yellow line is on, this long one with barely any candle in it, I'm not counting that as a wick. I'm counting these 3 wicks right here. These 3 wicks could mean rejection, but it just depends. There's been trades where I've done reversals and changed my bias from like bearish to bullish, bullish to bearish. I've done that a couple times and I really felt that urge, but I usually don't do it. I'm usually very good with holding my position. It's just a waiting game. Looks like it's gonna create another one. There is 24 minutes still in this candle right here. That's also why I like the 45-minute. I made some pretty good trades on the 45-minute. And that's because I can really see how market structure is really going. Especially if I go on the day. The day minute. Oh. Yeah, let's try the 1 day. You can see the 1 day intervals right here. You can see that this day entirely is just one rejection candle. You can see it. This was Monday's high right here, and that's where it ended. Tuesday started. You can see this entire wick right here of just rejection, straight rejection. And that's what we like to see. And then you can also see this is just a giant gap, a 200-point gap. Fucking only Trump can do some shit like that, and that's honest. Only Trump can do a gap like that, which I find insane. Trump is always manipulating the gaps. Can almost see a reversal SMT here. But this just could be consolidation, which this whole thing is most likely consolidation. Like if I go on the 1 hour, let's just go on the 4 hour. I think that will be more. Can't really see. I just want to see that one little area right there. Yes, perfect. This is what I'm looking at right here. This consolidation candle. Not too much bearish, not too much bullish. Right in the middle. Which, that's where everybody else enters. You know what I mean? Everybody's stop loss is right here, most likely. That's taking this trade. Everybody's take profit is either at the end of this week, is at this weekly open, at the previous week high, or if you're a baller, just at this Monday low. You know, I don't really do take profits per se. I do on some trades, but if I'm very, like, if I know that this trade can be good, I won't necessarily put down a stop loss, a take profit. Just because, well, greed is what kills it, obviously. I also don't know how far it's going to go into this. So I could put my take profit. That's big bucks right there. I could put it right at the end of the fill of that gap, which I'm probably just going to stick with that, if I'm being quite honest. That's what we're looking for. But we just need to bring in the liquidity. I did download heat map for what's it called? I can't remember this. Just book map, like if you know what it is, then know what it is. That's about it. The bubbles. But yeah, I wanted to use that so I can see where buyers and sellers are filling the contracts in. So I can get even more of a bias on the trades and confirmation. Net order flow. Order books. So there is some pullback on this candle from being bearish. 0.7% change. Nothing too major. Nothing too major at all. And now it's just a waiting game. You get paid to wait. This looks pretty nice here. It just has to break the structure. We already had a change of character. This is the oldest BOS we had. And now we want another break of structure. A bearish one, by the way. But no change of character. We want to keep this change of character, which is bearishness, in the game. And we're consistently staying at around 100 actually. So it's not too bad. Yep, as you can see, this candle is starting to fill lower than this previous one, because it was at one point higher than the old candle, the previous one, and at the same as the previous one. But I'm not putting my stop loss at break even yet, because it's gonna end up doing what I like to call a stop loss hunt, where it will take out my stop loss just for the exit of liquidity, and then begin to downtrend, which I've noticed that a lot. That's why the break even thing is, it depends. If you're on a very volatile trade, I always say this, if you're not sure on how well it's going to go, then you will do that. But if you're very sure on how your bias is going to work, it will be very different. I'm very strong in my bias on this trade, so I'm not going to go break even. So I don't want to get stop loss hunted. I mean, 200 is a pretty good profit. It's definitely good. It's like a nice funded account. Get 500 on a funded, you're good for the day. But like, once I see this, why would I not just trade this entire gap? Makes zero sense why I wouldn't. I mean, if I was scared to do it today, I wouldn't have traded this. I wouldn't trade it at all. I wouldn't even have down the charts, but seeing this is a great opportunity for it. Luck, you gotta take a shit. You gotta take a shit. Alright, so now you can see that this candle is really starting to grow. And that's what we like to see right here. Yeah, it's a big fucking trade. Nice little 500 points. But that's what I like to do though. I mean, straight sniper up here. On. Alright, so we just broke under the 100 marks. This candle has some bit of rejection here to go down. Not really liking that. This is on the 45-minute though. If you go to the 15, you can probably see where some other people's stop losses are. Here could be a good stop loss placement, or at this candle right here at this wick. These are both. This is right here is a pretty good line for stop losses to place, and this is an incredibly bearish candle that's forming. Incredibly bearish, and there is a lot of rejection here, but if you want to go for it and fill this gap, then I'm gonna have to. But I'm not switching my bias. I'm going for the gap. I'm not going for any of these contracts right here. I'm not going for any of these. This gap needs to be filled. It could fill now. It could fill every single one of these contracts and then fill it. But that's just so highly unlikely for it to be a 500-point bearish move to then a 500-point bullish move to then what, fucking 650, maybe 700-point bearish move again. That would just be so much, like, it's so volatile, and that's like very, very unlikely. I don't think that's ever happened to where a market has moved 500 points down, 500 points up, and then 650 back down to then fill the gap and continue filling lower contracts. That's just very, very unheard of. Me saying this could actually jinx it, and it could happen, but very highly unlikely. Might be holding this straight for a minute. And you have. Mentor is locked in on the screen now. That I'm tuned in now, but I'd be careful here between London low and previous 4-hour low. Could just chop sideways. I very much could just go sideways here. I feel like I have a very also good stop loss, I feel like. For the chop sideways. This tends to go bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. I said shorts are definitely the right bias, though. We just dumped 500 points on the day. Yeah. Why, you want to eat my muffin? No. Can you bring it over here? Okay. Just need to clear some stuff off. I don't know about soon. Yeah, soon. I do it after I work out and go for a walk. I'll just put the workout. I get it on my leg. Well, because I need to do the tattoo. And do whatever you want. I gotta shave it. Oh, you want to shave it? Just my tank. Mm-hmm. You want to some too? You don't sure you want tattoo? I mean, no, you please. Are you sure you want that? Shopping is toxic. I don't drink it. Well, I'm at the father, I mean, I'm nothing else. And Jamie was on the stream too. Is he listening to it right now? No, I'm not sure. Huh? He did get a new one. Yeah. He about to. I don't know about to. I want to go a little bit more bearish before I put it at break even, I'd say. I mean, we do have some momentum here. I mean, did just clear the previous wicks, which is nice. Jaden was talking about the 1 minute. So we actually, let's go check out this 1 minute real quick. God, it's so far away. Let me check. We're going to the 5 minute. This just gonna take so much scrolling. Alright. We have 3 breaks of structure here. This is an old one. And after the SMT, we have 1 new one. Including the SMT, we have 1 in between them. Actually, I just move my stop loss higher, but I definitely want to go a little bit more bearish before I go break even, because I still don't want to get stop loss on it. Now I could just take the 500 profit once I get it. That's all depends on the greed I'm feeling in this trade. Like, I want to fill this gap. If we end up filling this gap, that is in how much points is this again?
I like your sun and your moon.
This is a 400 point gap.
Your sun and your moon.
That's fucking diabolical.
Why do you slow down?
Oh, Mr. Mentor's going insane. Mr. Mentor. Yeah. Alright, we're about to hit the 500.
Oh my gosh.
So we actually could do. Alright, we're at 500 right now. So. Yeah, let's do my phone quick.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do now, I'm actually gonna go on the trade view mobile. I'm gonna do this a lot easier. And I'm gonna do this now.
Look at your life. I watch reels on phone.
Reels on my phone?
Yeah, I guess I can read every hard stopper. Look. See this? You show. Can read it out loud. Look at the comments.
So we're doing pretty good here. I'm definitely gonna just put my stop loss. I'll put it at this lower wick right here.
I have Prismacolor.
So even if it does bounce up again, we have 204 profit off this. That door's going live.
Here, I'll do
He's hyping the chat. He's hyping the chat.
Is he still watching?
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had a picture that I drew. Should I draw a picture and then? Because I showed you the Spider-Man one that I put my color and it was so good.
I don't really know. Did you have to know?
I don't know. So I really think I know how to draw like a shark.
I'm sure.
Where?
I don't know. Do a flying shark right here.
Why?
Yeah. Mr. Mentor, I don't know if it's going to do a full reversal. It could do a reversal, but I really think it's going to want to fill this gap for me.
Yeah, I'm going to draw this for whiskey.
You know, like I was saying, if it did pass the weekly open, that would have been a good confirmation for me that it could do it. But it just depends on this candle. See, this candle's fighting.
Just like you.
Oh, you're drawing it now?
Well, I'm drawing this for whiskey. Look, it's him. It's him. Alright, I'll do one more.
Oh.
I'll do a shark and that's it. Cause I don't know. I can't draw. I wish I could draw.
Some cool shit.
I can't. I'm not cool. don't want to mess it up though. What kind of shark do you want?
I'll just draw whatever you want.
Should I try to reenact my deck too?
It's gonna be very cool.
Alright, wait, let me try to use your phone and look up a picture. What's your mom saying?
It's about Cohen's wedding.
She said, okay.
She reminded me.
She said, okay.
She's reminding me of Cohen's wedding. It's 11 months away.
Okay, like 5 to 6 months.
Well, I mean, if she was reminding me, I'm thinking 5 to 6 months away. Well, shit's 11 months away. Like, holy shit. Alright, so do see a nice bullish candle here.
5 to 6 months? No, it's 11 months.
But it's not looking too beautiful. Yes, asking bidding price is going pretty insane right now.
I'll make you match. I'll give you a stinger. Okay.
Of course not. Ooh. That is one ugly candle. Ugly candle. Please, Lord, bless me with this dump. Bless me with this dump.
Okay, don't move.
Say, I know damn well that this gap is gonna be filled. I might go for a stop loss one right now. Would suck.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get stopped out right now. I gotta put my stop loss to break even. Oh, doesn't even matter. Alright, stop loss order executed. Hit. That's 200 from that trade. Go back to the 45 minute, and we're gonna see what's really popping here. We have a big rejection off this. Big rejection. And I definitely want to see this candle go a decent bit higher. My bias is still bearish for today, and I'm gonna enter one more time. I want to see some good movement on this next one. So I'm just gonna have my cursor on the back on the sell. Because there's well, I think on the 5 minute there's a contract right here. I'm just waiting, which there is. And it actually rejected this contract right here. You can see that. It's actively rejecting it. If it goes into that golden zone, and it's going to fill those contracts, obviously. It's looking like a big rejection for right now. That's what I like to see. Also, a massive rejection right here on this candle for the dump down.
You can open the window if you want.
No, I'm kidding.
Did you see your stinger?
So I'm seeing some nice rejections here. There's only a minute 40 left in this candle. A minute 40. So if this actually goes higher, I want this to go about here, and I'll sell again. And my stop loss will be at this candle's wick. And that should be a pretty safe stop loss. If you want, honey.
Do you have
Oh, I have all right here. Yeah. Can you do more tattoos? Please? No, I want your tattoos. No, I want your tattoos. Do I want tattoos on me?
I don't know what else to draw.
I'm like,
And
nice.
my stingray looks
No, it doesn't. You're adding detail to this thing, my dog. You want to draw like an eye? Draw an eye. Something. An eye is really cool.
Look how bad I am at drawing. Look, I did the. Look at my stitch.
Alright, Fitz, you can see right here. Alright, putting a cell order in.
I did this with Prismacolor.
Ooh, actually got a very good cell order in.
Look, really quick.
Actually, you know where I'm gonna put my stop loss. I could put it at the end of this contract right here, which I think I will.
Oh, this is good.
I just want to see some nice projections on this contract. It could fill it completely. It could very much fill it completely. I'm going to take that risk there. But I do want to take this gap out. This gap needs to be filled. Well, the market's not just going to go without filling this gap. That's cool.
I drew it with this one.
That's cool.
Whatever.
I'm going to ask Mr. Mentor what he thinks about this.
Oh my god. Follow Mr. Mentor one more fucking time.
And with that trade we just did, we actually filled the 1 hour with Asia session, which is pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, anti-profit.
Ooh, I like this fish on this.
More tattoos.
I don't.
I can do it myself.
No. I'll do it. I'm not drawing. I just have to. Is there any lead even in this pencil? Those aren't even pencils.
No.
What is in there? Is there vape in there?
I might put the other ones in here. I don't know.
Aiden. Yeah, you know what? No sketch.
What?
No sketch. I just really did it. That needs it.
Oh, that's so fucking long.
I don't even have a sharpener though.
Alright.
Aiden, this is going to shit.
Can I show you handle?
Yeah, we just sharpen.
How does it want a hammer? I'll show you a hammer. I'm pretty sure a hammer is the candle where the nails at the top and it's all like at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's a hammer. You see, there is clear projection to fill this entire contract of orders. Or orders of contracts. Same shit. But you can't, don't say that. Copyright. I'm so dead.
That's what makes it funny. Oh god. Oh my god, I get so dizzy.
Let it fall over.
Oh my god, I'm profusely sweating.
Netanyahu, please. Netanyahu.
Yeah. Aiden, I found a. Oh my god. I found it.
Netanyahu, please help me, Netanyahu.
Oh, I'm doing this so. Oh my god,
Netanyahu.
You know Ella gave these to me? Because she got cooler ones.
Really?
I'm just not cool, I guess.
Shitty ones?
No. They're still pretty good. I need like circle colors.
No, Netanyahu, I didn't mean like that. Oh my god. Holy shit.
These ones are good. This is not an actual straightener. I mean, sharp.
Netanyahu is not helping me.
Who the fuck is Netanyahu?
Netanyahu.
Who the fuck?
He's like,
Is he real?
the top-notch Jew.
So why are you asking for help?
Because he controls it.
God, I hate you and your Jew.
Netanyahu,
We're
please.
normal people like everyone else. And you're just mad that you're not Jewish. Because they're Jewish. Dude, start crying.
Netanyahu, please. Don't stop me out.
I hope he does.
I need this.
Do you?
I need this. Sorry, my profitable bunny.
Who are you? Aww.
Sorry, profitable bunny.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who made that?
Baby did.
Yep. Damn straight. Ew. What? Sorry.
It's fine, still.
Try comment.
Oh, take it off the track list for now.
This is your fault.
Fuck. It's getting so close.
Just so you know.
I do it right now. Netanyahu, please.
Can you stop? You're making me mad. Ew.
You know what? I'm actually going to move my stop loss to this. Yes. So if it does fill, actually,
Stop.
if it actually does fill this contract, yeah, I would have to go up more to hit my stop loss. Oh, Mr. Mentor just commented. Partial stop loss. Speed. Let's trade should not be earned. Yeah, work through though. Yeah. It did indeed. This wick right here is a very much reversal sign. I'm just so set on completing that gap. I'm so set on it. Yeah. Ew.
Oh, shit. I feel like fuck this up.
'Cause I don't believe that it's gonna. I mean, this is a very strong bearish, I mean, bullish move right here. This wick. But for it to fill this contract and go to this next one, that will just completely, like, just break the structure of the whole gap movement. Maybe it was a bad idea going for the gap fill on day one as soon as it happens, like hours before. It could have been a terrible move here, but I like it. I do, baby. You got a bunny? Is it a fish? Fishy, fishy.
I'll show you. Oh, shit. I'm fucking myself.
first, I was gonna say the first profit we've seen in this trade. We'll just go through two up to 50. So, I might just stick to the golden zone for now. I think that's what's gonna do. Yeah, it's gonna probably stick to the golden zone for now. Because all these contracts, this whole entire contract pool is gonna get filled. But I'm here for when after it gets filled. That's how I like to trade. I like to see the contracts that are there and see them get filled and know what happens after they get filled. If it's going to go to more contracts bullishly, if it fails a bearish contract, I mean a bullish contract, then it becomes bearish. But I do truly believe that it's either going to go down to that weekly open wick and be another rejection, or it's going to blow past that rejection wick and actually fill the gap, or at least touch the gap. I mean, if it touches the gap, that's still pretty amazing. Could actually put it this Monday low, just a little bit safer. Well, I'm gonna put it at this. I want it to touch the gap. It needs to. And oh, this is not a complete like tell sign. This gap right here. This is, I'd say this is technically a fair value gap. It's not the most beautiful fair value gap. Like obviously it's not, but it obviously got retraced right there to an IBF. That's inverse fair value gap, or IVG. Sorry. I didn't mean like that, but oh, buddy, you did that shit.
You're done. Pass me out, please. I'm really hot. What? These are crazy comments on John for you.
I'm funny. Alright.
This is only the baseline, so that it looks like shit right now, but I need to darken everything up.
Yeah. So right now, it is touching a little bit of the bullish side of the wick. We want to enter the bearish side of the wick. That's when the real plays will start happening. And once it gets to the weekly open, down to the rejection, that's going to be a good place to start. Like, you'll really see it on.
Hi, Jackie. Come over here if you want.
She's laying between the punching bag.
Stop.
So I just pull these up then, right? Sit up here. Sorry guys, just getting hot while trading. Whoa, Tatum. Whoa. Baby, come on. Seriously. We can go as soon as I get ours, I promise you. Alright, we have a nice candle here. Let's go back to the 45-minute. As we can see, a nice rejection at the bullish side. And also a rejection from the Asians. The Asians obviously rejected this. But yeah, We have two pretty significant falls on both sides. Pretty significant. So it's going to be a good fight. Between this previous week high and this weekly open, it's going to be a good fight for this. I'm going to go back to 5 minutes. I usually like the 3 minute a lot, but I've dabbled between the 3 minute and 5 minute.
Stay there, I'm drawing fish. No, stay, I'm drawing fish. Can I have that? No, I'm drawing a fish. I don't like that.
And also,
Even my
sorry, this is also my first like genuine trade on a laptop. I usually do it on a phone. So I obviously can't bring a laptop everywhere. And if I see an entry that I like a time in the charts, I'm gonna enter it. And that's just what it is. I like this a lot here. So we're gonna trail the stop loss.
Oh, I should have fucking used this.
This, if I was on a funded account right now, I could take profit on this at 293 and be big chilling. That'd be very nice. But this, I don't know, this might actually reverse. This might be a reversal on this previous candle right now. Yeah. We just need the sellers to overrun the buyers right now. I need that. And Yahoo, come on, man. I never talk shit on Yahoo. Never. Oh, so we have a Toji symbol right here. We have another one right here. And look what happened after this one. And this is after a bullish run. I want to find a bearish run right here. I'd say that's a good Toji symbol reference on. I mean, Toji. I think this will be a good hold though. I might put my take profit at the end of this wick and then trail the stop loss just to be safe. But for an opener, we're going bigger than because I'm not usually too greedy. I'm sometimes greedy with trades, but I definitely wanted more on the first one. Especially if I would have held, I would have gotten more, but I'm not going to think about that. It's very bad to think about, oh, if I should have held, if I shouldn't have held. You know what you need to do with the profits you take, you take it. Is that next time you think, oh, I should have held, you're going to be $200 minus. Red. Not the good red either. See this right, this is good red right here. Not bad red. I guess you can call that green technically. Yeah, the same technical red. See if the stream's still going good here. Oh, why is my phone like very? The hertz on my phone's doing really well right now. Yes, we seem to be doing very well still. I should turn this up just a smidge. Just so you guys can hear me better. So this is a very dangerous zone to be in, because this could at any point be reversal. But that's why you also got to know. So that's where I'm going to drop down to 3 minute, and I'm going to see what's going on. So this candle right here will most likely get reversed, probably even enter into this 3 previous candles, the 3rd previous on the bearish side. Or, like it just did, but it probably will fill here, it just rejected it. But yes, now it's starting to fill into that candle. And there are contracts waiting here now in 3 minutes. These weren't here before, but now they are. So it could very well be a nice little stop loss hit and then fill those contracts. But I really don't think this contract right here at the Monday mid, I mean, Netanyahu, please don't jinx me, but I don't think that's getting filled. Like, 500 point drop on the day. It's pretty sexy. I mean, there's no way. I think today is just bearish all the way through. There is a S&P from here to here, but we're not doing bullish moves, so I'm not going to mark that per se. There's also another one right here to here, but it is decently far away. I'm looking for closer S&Ps most likely. S&Ps I've drawn are decently far away, but it just depends. Oh my gosh, I accidentally just dragged it all the way down. And then it fucking filled my order. That sucks. I actually just fucked up. No way. That actually sucks. That actually sucks so bad. Why does it put me all the way over here? Come on. Well, eh. Yeah. We just got 130 off that trade on accident. Because I wasn't supposed to drag it. I was never going to drag my stop loss there. At all. I probably would have made decent profit off that one too if I would have held. Which that sucks. No, I did not. I mean, dude, I gotta be more careful with how I drag my cursor through my screen. Just to be safe here. No, I might end up doing a take profit at the end of this wick, which I feel like is pretty safe. Because I wouldn't have entered here. I saw a good entry right there at the beginning after I got stopped out in profit. But yeah, if this just searches for that 152, then I'm done for the day. I usually stick to 2 trades, and that's it. But since I did fuck up, I know that's going to be bearish. I'm going for a 3rd one. Please, Netanyahu. Please. Netanyahu, please. Netanyahu is a good person. I know it. Why? I'm not lying.
You know him personally?
Yes, I know Netanyahu personally. Of course. Bearish money. It's profitable. You see it in his eyes. Come on, profitable bunny. Come on. We did have a bias. I'm probably going to keep looking at charts throughout the day, and then tomorrow, obviously, to try and fill. Because I'm just looking for the gap fill. There's never a time in history where a gap has been formed and it has not been filled. That's never happened. The price always retraces back to the unfilled gap. And then it fills it, then either it continues being bearish or bullish, or it does reversal. It all depends on where contracts are in the market. Obviously, contracts in the market right now are right under where the gap is, so I think it's going to fill those out. Not all the way, though. It's going to fill some orders out and then do probably a big rejection. And then it'll go a bit bullish, maybe a little bit bearish, and maybe go sideways. Well, we're just going to wait for this 152, and then we're going to be done for today. Go hit this workout too. Basically right on time. I was thinking earlier, I was going to start this stuff at 2:30, and I'm by 4. Not too shabby. How'd you fuck? That's like a dick. No, it looks good, baby.
No, I didn't fuck it up that bad, but I made it.
Which one? No, that's actually good size. Come on, Netanyahu, it's right here. Netanyahu, it's right here. Give me it, Netanyahu. Give it to me. Please, Netanyahu. Netanyahu, prove to me that you care. Alright, I'll stop this. Don't speak to him like that. Netanyahu, type in the chat. And boom. Alright, I'm not going to say anything yet. All I'm going to pull out is this. All I'm going to do is this. Ready? So I'm going to show it to the stream. That's a horse saying full TP. So, alright. Very good on the day. Let me add up to see what I have actually gotten. I did want to get a bit more, but risk is risk and reward is reward. And we'll just keep it at that. And I will keep an eye out for this gap to be filled. It might actually get filled as soon as I get off, which would fucking suck. That would generally suck. But it's okay. We'll have other times that Trump is just gonna control the market. Unless he's not present anymore. Which that would suck. Because then this wouldn't happen. He did reverse oil though, and I called it. I mean, that deal happened. All right, so we got that's funny. 169. All right, we are at 490 for the day, which if I was on fucking hell, if I was on a funded account, that would have been perfect. Plus, Mr. Mentor doesn't think I'm completely ready for a funded account, and I don't think I am either. I still want to learn more. But this was a very good day today. Could have been better. I did mess up a few times. That's alright. That's what happens. That's what happens. I did want to make the 500 mark, and it kind of eats ass. I mean, eating ass is really good, so I won't use that phrase. It's kind of a shit stick that I'm $10 short, but I'm not too worried. I can probably enter a trade right now and make $10 and just exit out. But I'm not going to do that because Netanyahu's watching, and he's gonna put me down 200. So we're done. We're done for the day. We're done for the day. All right. Episode 1 is over.